guys, and welcome back to my podcast where we talk about all things weight loss. On this specific episode, I have Mary. She actually got the gastric bypass in November of 2019. So she's about a year and 6 months post-op. We had so much to chat about specifically, which I was really interested in because I feel like this is the part of the journey that I'm in, is building muscle, working out, and how food is changing now that we are further out. Meals are looking a lot different now that we are further out. It's not so much tiny portions. She talks about the support that she gets from her family and comments that she has gotten during her journey and how she's handled all of that and so much more. If you guys haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below, and share it with someone that you think would benefit from it. And if you are interested, then please keep on watching. So yeah, just give us a little info, a little about you.
Okay. All right. So I'm Mary and I got bypassed in November 2019, about a year and 6 months ago almost. So
Yeah.
I'm at that awkward stage now where it's like everything counts and it's, whatever you learned before, you have to apply now. I don't have kids, but I did get the bypass. I do tell everyone very open about it. Because I do want to have kids and I didn't want to live and be that mom that I was before, unhealthy, eating whatever. I really wanted to get fit for one day becoming a mom. So I got bypassed because I am thinking of one day having kids. And I was trying to make sure that if I had PCOS, I could probably reverse it. I've never been declared to have it, but I feel like I do, to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah, that's why I got bypassed.
Okay. Why do you feel like you have PCOS?
Oh, I have all the symptoms. I just, it's so crazy. I'm hypochondriac. So everything that I think I have, I want to go and get like a diagnosis.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But for this one, I don't know what it is. I don't want to be told that, something that I have as a woman, I can do as easily. And I don't want to hear that. It's so weird. I just, for some reason, that's one of the symptoms. One of the things I don't want to know if I have it.
Yeah. And I've had a lot of girls on here that have PCOS. My sister has PCOS. So I actually thought that I had it too because I didn't have my period for like three, almost 4 years before my weight loss surgery. Yeah, I did not, I think maybe I had it twice, randomly for 2 days or something. And my doctor kept telling me it's because of your weight. It's because of your weight, whatever. And then as soon as I got my surgery, my weight loss surgery, I got it 3 months after, and I've gotten it every single month. It's insane.
Oh my God. See, with me, even right now that I've gone bypass, no period.
Don't have it.
And I thought maybe because I have an IUD, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
But a lot of girls say even after weight loss and they had an IUD before, they start to get their periods. They're like, it's so weird. Not a good period. It's only about 2 days and then it goes away because, you have the IUD inside. Yeah. I haven't even experienced that, and I have a lot of pain there. Even if I don't know if I'm ovulated. I don't know what the case is, but I'll get a lot of pelvic pain and ovarian problems.
Yeah. And you haven't gone to the doctor about that?
I don't want to know.
Dude, that was, I'm going to be honest, that was me. I have a birthmark on the back of my head. It's a pretty gnarly birthmark. I'll show it. I don't think I've ever showed it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
But that's a birthmark. That totally looks like a birthmark.
It's a birthmark. Obviously I've had it since I was born, but no, it's gotten bigger now. It used to feel like my skin. It used to be flat. If you felt it, it was soft. And now it has it's bumpy and it's growing. And they told me that it's going to grow as I get older. So it's something that I have to get removed, and I avoid because it freaks me out because it's on my head.
You don't want to know. I know.
I'm no, I haven't. I've lived with it till now. I know it's not cancerous because they did scans and stuff.
Oh, they did? Oh, that's good.
MRIs and stuff freak me out. To be in the little, I'm claustrophobic, but it's I know I have to go, but still, I avoid it. I do not like the doctors. And before weight loss surgery, even more. They
really?
They would tell me, oh, every problem that I had, it was my weight.
Your weight. Yes. Yes, I found a doctor, the one that actually recommended me bypass. I loved him. I have Kaiser and I freaking hate it because, you meet so many doctors, you never get the one. But I finally found a doctor and he would never, ever, ever blame anything on my weight. I actually approached him. I told him, hey, I want to lose some weight. He gave me all the options. I went on phentermine. I feel like everyone, even if they had bypass, they've tried phentermine.
What's that? What is that?
Oh, it's a weight loss pill.
Okay.
Oh my God, it's crack.
Okay.
Crack. So you take it, you would feel like you could run the whole, like if you're at work, you could run the whole entire office. Like that's how I felt. That's when I knew, I was like, this is not normal. What the hell is in this pill? I Googled, I
Yeah.
researched. A lot of people do lose the weight, but they start to feel heart palpitations, because it does like bring you up. And I realized that it was not for me. So then he put me into a program, for a weight loss program through Kaiser. It was not for me either. So then he actually, it was the first time he offered me bypass. I sat on that for 3 years, girl. Like I was like, I don't know. Let me see. I could probably
Yeah.
do it myself. I don't know what it was, but I sat on it for about 3 years. And it was until like after I got married where I was like, you know what? If I ever want kids, I do need to be fit. I need to be healthy. I need to be able to run with the kids, you know?
Yeah,
I don't
no,
want to
I
left
totally.
behind.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Cause like I have little brothers and stuff, and I felt like that. Like even like, oh, like jump on the trampoline, and I was like, no, just like stupid things. Or like I'd be exhausted, like walking on the beach, like literally from the car to
Yeah.
the water. I was like, this is ridiculous. This shouldn't be happening. So, what made you go with bypass and not
Oh,
the
I
sleeve?
get asked this so many times. I don't even know. I think it was more like when Kaiser offers it to you, they explain it to you. They don't do revision. So if you fail at VSG, they won't go and revise you and make a bypass. So I was like, okay, that's one thing. It's like, let's say if that fails, cannot go to bypass. And so eventually I got a contract through, it's like an outside contract from Kaiser to Dr. Billy here in Ventura County, because Kaiser's doctors are in LA. And of course, nobody wants to drive back after a surgery. So they offer you to go up with an outside doctor, which is this guy. And he gave me the best like points about why to go with the bypass. He said that I was pre-diabetic so many times. So
Okay.
that means like somewhere in my history of my family, I will get diabetes if I continue where I was going, right? Second, he said, if you do want to go with VSG, if you have acid reflux, I guess, it will
Yeah.
worsen them.
Mhm.
I have acid reflux.
Okay.
That did it. He said, nope,
For sure.
don't even continue anymore. You're going to go bypass because of the fact that you have this and it's going to worsen them. So that's my reason. I really did not care. I, I was already 100% sure that I was going to succeed in either or. It didn't matter which one I was going to take.
Yeah.
I was focused now at that point. So it was acid reflux, I guess.
Yeah, and I remember them because my doctor wanted me to do bypass, and I was stuck on the sleeve for some reason. And honestly, I don't know why. I just know that I did my research more on the sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like little things that I was kind of like about, but yeah, like I remember that the acid reflux. I didn't have that problem, so I was like, but he did tell me, and who knows, because I know it's different for everyone. He did tell me that with bypass, you have a bigger chance of long term. And it might be because the bypass is older, like it's an older procedure versus a sleeve is a newer procedure. But I feel like with both of them, you can gain the weight. You know what I mean? Like I feel like with
Yeah,
both of them.
I've had people a lot of the people I know personally that had gone bypass, they did the duodenal switch. I don't know if you've ever heard of that procedure.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's even more invasive, like it's a lot more invasive. So I was like, you know what, if the VSG fails, it's most likely for them to offer gastric bypass afterwards, right? I said, I don't know, I don't want to like have that behind my brain, because I know myself. Another thing, okay, Paulina, I know that if I knew I could revise, I
Then
probably would like slack a little bit and be like, well, then
and then
eventually
just
I
say
could do
like
that.
it didn't work. Like, oh, it didn't work, so now let me do bypass. No, I totally
Yes,
get
and
you.
I said, I know myself.
Yeah.
Like, I know who I am. I don't want to have that problem. So that's why I went with bypass. And it's true, like they do say that you have longer term to succeed. But I know people that had VSG and it's 10 years later versus the ones that had bypass, and the ones that had VSG are perfect. They have not regained. They've kept everything. It's literally the person. Like if this is a journey you want to take, you will succeed no matter what. You know what I mean? If
And
you have
it's
dedication,
hard.
discipline,
Like it's
yeah.
so hard because you got yours. Wait, you got November, right? You said
November of 19. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I got mine in August 2019. And I know you talk to Leslie a lot too, right?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yes, she got it in August.
Yeah, she's really close to me too. So I'm like, now we're like in the same kind of boat where it's like I'm almost hitting my 2-year mark, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and like some days I feel restriction, some days I don't feel restriction. Like, it's so crazy. And like, I'll message Leslie and be like, dude, do you like, am I tripping or what? And she's like, no. She's like, there's days where I feel restriction and other days where I don't.
I don't feel it anymore.
You see? So let's talk about that. So now it's really all you. Like, now, not that it wasn't all you before, but you know what I mean? Like, now it's like, oh shoot, like I can eat more.
Yeah, I don't feel it because honestly, I don't eat like little bit anymore, especially since that I started lifting.
Yes, I wanted to talk about that too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I don't really want to like put it out there like to some people. So I don't want to mess anyone's brain to think like, oh, I have to eat more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you start lifting, you do need to start doing that.
Yeah, because, you have to.
Yeah, you have to. Because look, I'm gonna be honest with you. November and December of 2020, I was lifting. Okay, and I'm gonna put it in quotations because I was eating like things like this. I even did a reset during that time. There was no muscle gain. Okay, like I was getting smaller, but that was it. Like I was not getting any muscle, nothing. And then I started to notice that something was like wrong with me too, because when I eat, I feel pain right here. Mm-hmm. So I was like, okay, I don't know what it is. Like I need to figure things out, right? So then it wasn't until January until I ran into some girl. I think you guys all know Woke Up Like This.
Yeah,
she lifts, right?
Yeah.
She doesn't eat a little bit anymore. You know, I know she's about 4 years out, right?
I think she's further out. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's a little further out. But I was starting to read it. I was like, okay, so eventually I'm going to eat more and I'm going to get there. You know what I mean? I don't eat massive plates, but I was reading, and it's the biggest thing that I saw on when you start to weight lift is that food is fuel. Mm-hmm. You need the food in order to feel like you gain some muscle, right? Yeah. So I tested out. All I did was I didn't eat much. Like I didn't try to eat a lot. I just added a toast of avocado before the workout and then another toast after it. Mm-hmm. But this one had egg for some protein. And that's where I started to see the muscle gain. So literally my diet was a profi in the morning. I would not eat again until about 11 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Okay. And I wake up at 7:30. Yeah. And it was because my bypass would allow me to do that. I would eat again at 11:30, very little, like 4 or 5 ounces. And then I would eat again, like a little fruit bowl or something around 3, and then 5 o'clock again, then 6, and that's it. And it was 4 to 5 ounces, girl. No muscle gain. Soon as I dropped the Profi as the breakfast choice, I saw it. And it was mental for me to let it go. I was like, oh my God, the minute that I have to eat breakfast, that means I've stretched it out.
You know what's
crazy? My mentality, okay?
You know what's so freaking crazy? And it's like, I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like, so, okay, so you know, I just caught my tummy tuck. Yeah. And I'm doing something now where it's called like lipo laser, and it's like a whole procedure that I have to do and stuff, but I have to drop my coffee in the mornings for 3 days. This is coffee, okay? And it's like I still have to have coffee because I have to have coffee. Mm-hmm. But I have had my coffee for 2 years. Every single day for 2 freaking
But years. Is it your breakfast? Is it a meal?
It's my breakfast, girl. It's my breakfast.
Here.
And I love that you said that, because I'm getting to a point where I'm like, do I need to eat in the morning? Because that thing keeps me full for maybe 2 hours. I get up at 4:45. Mm-hmm. I leave my house. Like I start driving around 5:45, and I drink my coffee on my drive to work because I work about 35 minutes away. So by the time I get there, I'm done. And then, so what? It's like 7. And then I eat a snack or something around 9:30, but I'm starving. Exactly. Like I'm starving and I want to eat like everything. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm at that point where you're saying about eating more, but it gives me so much anxiety about gaining weight. And I'm just like, what the hell? But it makes perfect sense. My personal trainer that I had for my first like year and a half told me, right now, she's like, it's really hard for me to help you build muscle because you can't eat. Like you can't eat a lot. But now I feel like I'm at the point that you're saying where it's like, girl, yeah, you can have your coffee and stuff, but maybe like as a snack or something like that, not as a meal. I know. So like, what are you having for breakfast? Like, what's your go-to usually?
Well, I still have the Profi. It would be, now I switch things up. So when I was doing the toast, I realized that I have to drop the Profi as my meal. You know what I mean? I'm like you. I have to have coffee. I have to. If I don't, I will wire it. I will be
Yeah,
like, you know what I
seriously.
mean? I would be a bitch, to be honest.
Me too.
So I started to doing a tea as soon as I wake up.
Okay.
So I'll do, you know, those teas that have caffeine. I'll do a tea as soon as I wake up with my Celsius for my pre-workout. And then I'll eat a banana because obviously you can work out. I wake up very early when I do work out. It's like you, like 4:45. So I'm out in my backyard at 5:15. So then I'll have my banana and I should be around 5:15. I'll work out. And then afterwards, I'm very, really big now with carbs because you need carbs in order to have muscle. So
Yeah.
yes, you do need them. So I'll do a whole wheat toast, avocado, and then I'll choose my protein as baked salmon or the egg. It depends on which one I want. I do more egg whites than the yolk, but I do need yolk, so I'll eat that too. So I'll put like whatever it is, spring salad or something weird like a lettuce on top, and then I'll choose my protein. And I have to eat the whole toast. Like even if it takes me a long time, I'll make sure I finish it because, like I
Does
said,
it take you a
food is
long time
fuel.
though, or are you able to eat it?
It takes me about 40 minutes to be honest, and I don't know if maybe because I'm not focused because I'm eating it as I'm driving to work.
Oh, that's
So
hilarious.
yeah, so I'll take a bite by the car, and then it takes me 30 minutes to get to work, and I'm still eating it like as I'm getting off the car. So
Yeah.
I'd say about 40 minutes, but I'll make sure to eat it because if I want to see the muscle gain, if I don't eat it, if I don't need that amount of protein that I want for my breakfast in carbs, then I won't. I will lose pounds, and it's so crazy. The minute that I drop, if I just do an avocado toast, like I'll drop a pound of muscle. And
That's
it's like I'm literally learning things, and it's
oh.
crazy to me because I was just watching. Who was it? I think her name is Limitless Leah underscore Leah.
Uh-huh.
She had like a rant like yesterday, and it like opened my eyes. She
Uh-huh.
was saying how she's about 2 years out, and she started noticing these pouch resets, which I used to do them all the time.
I did it, and I have a video of it on my YouTube, to be real. And it sucks because people write on it and I don't respond to them anymore because I feel kind of like I did it, and I'm not gonna lie, that's what got me to my lowest weight. Like
Yeah.
and I stayed there. But now at this, I would die, I think, if I did it. There's no way, there's no possible way, unless I'm like in bed for freaking, it's a 10-day one.
Oh yeah, I did the 10-day one.
I lost the weight, and it's so crazy because I look at the video now and I say it all the time. I'm human, you guys. Like even when I said about my tummy tuck, when I said I don't want to have a tummy tuck till after I have kids, and I changed my mind, and that's
Yeah,
okay.
you can do that.
That's
Yeah.
okay, But people go in and they're like, well, you said you didn't want to do it. And I'm like, I did. I'm not going to lie or delete the
Yeah.
video. Like I did say that, but
Yeah.
it's a whole journey. So like you're saying, we're so used to like eating little bit, and now you're like, hold up, let me figure this out all over again.
Yeah, there's going to be a point where we're going to have to do the one thing that was the hardest thing for
Yeah.
us to do, which is learn how to eating full things. Like it's so crazy. And that's what she was saying. She's like, when I see people doing pouch resets, I don't want to be that girl. And when she said this, she said these words: I don't want to be that girl that does restrictions, because that's what it is. It's a restriction. She's like, I will lose the weight, but it's not sustainable. It's not learning anything. And I said, when I got on the internet yesterday, I was this close to saying, oh shit, I got a pouch reset soon. I've been eating crappy. And when I went on it and I saw what she said, it's true. Like all I'm going to do is starve myself for 10 days. I'll lose some weight. And then what am I going to do after?
Lose muscle. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
What am I going to do after? Do the same thing again. I'm going to gain the weight, a little bit of fat, and then I'm going to want to pouch reset again. You know what I mean? Like I'm not learning anything.
What was, if you don't mind, what were your stats? Like what was your starting weight? What's your like current weight?
Like before gastric, like everything?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I weighed 270, my highest, 5'7", so 270. That's what I recorded, because there was one day that I actually was at work and I got up and I was so out of breath just getting off this damn chair to go make a copy of someone's insurance. And I know I was about 289 there. I just didn't want to know. So it was 270 that I recorded. And then I went down to 240 because Kaiser makes you do this weird options program.
I had Kaiser. You had to do classes before?
Yeah, like an option program, lose 10%. not have H. pylori. They test you for a bunch of stuff during that process. I actually went down to 240.
Oh,
But
wow.
I'm telling you, the minute that I said, I'm ready, I'm freaking ready. Like, I'm not going to fail
See,
at it.
I love that because I'm the opposite. I was the opposite, dude. I ate like crap. And I didn't, all they told me, they didn't say 10%. They just said, you can't gain weight. If like my highest was 304. And they said, if you come in here at 305, day of surgery, it's canceled. I don't care if you have your period. I don't care of any excuse that you have.
Really?
Yeah, it's canceled. So I lost, I think it was like 14 pounds or something. But like, I used to lose weight like this. Like when you're big, you can drop, like I remember dropping 20 pounds, but then gaining 30, you know?
Yes.
So I knew like, because my birthday's in July, so, and my surgery was August 1st, so I was like, shoot, you know? So like mid-July is when I like, literally like 2 weeks before my surgery, I did Herbalife, which is what I've always done, and I lost like 14 pounds. But you went in and you lost a lot.
Like I was ready, girl. Like I'm not even
That's
kidding.
awesome.
Like even the people that were in the class, they were like, why do it then? And I was like, because I know myself. I'm gonna go back up. You know what I mean? I'm not learning anything. And with I don't know if they made you do that, keep journals and submit the journals, and they would read it and tell you stop eating this, you're eating too much of that.
Yeah.
Well, they started doing that, and I would pay attention to it. And then she also said, and I'm a plant lady, okay, Paulina, I'm a plant lady. She said, when you meet a goal, treat yourself with something physical, not something that you put in your mouth. I would get myself a plant every time I would hit a goal. And it was because that's what she taught me. She's like, when you do lose the weight, get yourself something you want. Mm-hmm. Never use food as a treat, because that's how we're wired. You know, we're human. When there's someone's birthday, we want to eat. We want to go to a freaking restaurant. We're going to have cake. We know we're going to gain a little bit of weight during our birthday. It's like, no, plan a trip instead. Or buy yourself a plant, or, you know, whatever it is that you're interested. And that kept me going. Like I would like be so excited when I tell my husband, I'm gonna lose 2 pounds. I'm gonna go to like Green Thumb or like, you know, nursery to go get myself something. And so I was super dedicated. And I said that the minute that I say, yes, I'm going to do the bypass, I'm going to waste my time going to these classes, I'm going to make sure I do it 100%.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't want to fail. I don't want to fail, like, to be honest. And sometimes I still, in the back of my mind, you know, I still think I still could fail. I mean, we can still fail, you know, but yeah, it was about 240. So surgery, I went down to 240. They weighed me that day.
Yeah.
And then, now I am 143 to 148. I jump around there, but it has a lot probably to do the fact that, you know, I'm on my cycle. So I always see kind of like if I do get my period for the 2 days that I'm going to get it, I'll go to about 148. And then 143 is like where I will notice, because I don't know if you get these things where there's days you don't want to eat.
Oh, yeah.
Like you eat less and you're like, the next day you want to eat the whole world. That's literally, I've noticed I could go down to 143 if I'm eating very little. And then when I'm eating like properly and actually taking care of everything, like now, I'm about 147.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
That's amazing. But I totally agree with what you say. It's like, I love your mentality of like, you're going to do it. And I've seen your post and you're basically like when people ask you, how you stay motivated, and you're like, you just need to do it. Like, that's all it is. And there's people that get the surgery and fell, unfortunately, because that hasn't switched up here. It's not, they fix your stomach, but up here needs to change too. And, you know, and I'm honest, like I've been struggling bad with this part, because even after my tummy tuck and stuff, I literally point out everything else. And it's like annoying, because it's like, I look at pictures of myself when I was 304 and now, and I remember when I was like, if I got even getting to 200 pounds, I'm going to feel on top of the world. Right. And like, when you get to your goal weight, some days you have hard days. Do you have days like that where you still see yourself at your heaviest? Or have you been able to make that like mind switch?
You know, this is so weird. I'm gonna tell you something. I really hope that it helps someone. Mm-hmm. So when they make you write down what your goal weight is going to be. I wrote 135 to 145. Okay, I was like, that's where I want to be. I know I'm gonna be happy. I was losing weight. I think I was about a year and 1 month when I went down to 139. I felt that feeling again. It was a different type of feeling. I felt ugly. I felt that feeling of 270, but in a weird way, I hated myself. Like, I was like, why am I so skinny? So I just wanted like people to know that. Like, you're going to set a goal and you're going to think you're on top of the world when you hit that point. It's going to be negative or positive, where you're going to feel I could still lose weight, or you could gain more weight because now you're too skinny. Like, don't think that that set goal that you set when you were 240, or whatever the highest weight you were, is going to be where you're going to be happy. Because I was 139. I took a long break from social media. I don't know if anyone noticed, but I was like gone for about 6 months, because I was like, how do you regain the weight? Like, I don't know how to do it. I hate myself. I would look at myself and be like, what is this? You know what I mean? And it was so weird. I saw flap, but I would see 270 Maria. It was the weirdest thing.
Girl, I feel you. Okay? I feel you. That's why I asked, because it's so crazy.
Like, don't ever think your goals that you did when you were 200 or 300 or what is going to make you happy, because when you get there, sometimes you're going to feel, yes, I can still lose more weight, or no, I'm way too skinny. What the heck did I do? You know what I mean? So I think it's, as the new Paulina, like you, turns right now, I think what you have to do is listen to yourself and be like, okay, am I okay here? And if I'm not, it's okay. I will go down. You know what I mean? Be patient, because I see stalls all the time, and I hear a lot of people talk about like, oh, I'm at 6 months. Did you have a stall? And I was like, I don't remember. Mm-hmm. That's how much it doesn't matter if you stall at the beginning of your journey, because eventually you get out of them. You know what I mean? Stalling is so natural. It is so common. And I really hope that one day I could get to so many people and explain to them that, like, at the beginning of the journey, like, I know it feels good when you like get on the scale and it's only been a week ago and you lost like 10 pounds.
I remember that.
Don't get used to that. Don't get used to it. You know what I mean? I honestly, eventually I said, don't let that feel rewarding, because it's going to go away. And if that's my reward, I'm going to fail. If my reward is drastic weight loss, I'm going to be addicted to the number.
Yeah, if you're expecting that all the time, it's not going to happen, obviously, right?
It's not.
Literally the first month you're eating nothing. You're eating air, basically.
Exactly. So of course, you're going to lose the weight.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Yeah, like, it's so crazy, because my goal weight that I wrote on that paper too, like you said, was 140, 145.
Girl, how tall are you?
Huh?
How tall are you?
I'm 5'4". I'm shorter. But I have like muscular legs. Like, I played soccer growing up and stuff. My body, it's different. Like, it really is. And look, I never saw the 150s ever. My lowest weight was 160. That was my lowest weight. And I felt, for me personally, my face and stuff, I felt too skinny. I see pictures of myself and I'm like, oh my God. And like, my family, I love my family to death. And like, they would never tell me straight up, but like my dad, he would tell my sister, like, tell Bao not like to stop, like she's good, like she's done, but he would never tell me that, you know?
Yeah.
And I would get annoyed and I'm like, no, I'm not, like, I'm gonna keep losing. And then like recently I looked at pictures and I was like, oh shit, like I was pretty, like my face was skinny, but it's because I had my loose skin, so I felt like I was still big, but
this didn't matter because this was still here. Yeah.
My loose skin wasn't gonna go anywhere until
I got a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so you said that you have a lot of family and you care about their opinion. How did you handle that? Like, not, you know, sometimes they say things not to hurt you, but you are gonna take it negatively, especially if they tell you, "Ya párale, stop it there, like no more weight," but you don't feel there.
Yeah, so like my family, like I said, my family never really told me anything. They would tell, like, me and my sister were like best friends. So my sister, she would be like, Dad mentioned this or whatever, and I'm like, oh, like that's annoying, whatever. Yeah. But then it's so crazy because like I'm a huge daddy's girl, like huge daddy's girl. And he would say things to me when I first lost my 100 pounds. He'd be like, he calls me Ninas. And he'd be like, oh, I miss my chubby Ninas. And I was like, what did you just say? And he was like, he's like, no, I don't mean that. He was like, I just mean like, because like we would grub together. Like my dad's 6 foot, probably like, he's like 200 pounds. Like my dad's never struggled with his weight, but he eats like he's 500 pounds. Like, yeah. And I would eat like he did. And it was just things like that, you know? And I told him, I was like, Dad, don't say that. I was like, I'm like healthy. But it's so funny because like when I was big, it was like, my parents would never tell me you're fat. They would just say like, take care of yourself, mija. Like just, that's the only comment they would get. And I knew what that meant. like, even when I was big, I was really, really confident. And it's because of how my parents raised us. They never put us down. The way they would word things were very different, where I knew what they meant, but it wasn't like I didn't take it like to heart, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah, but now, the other day I was talking to my grandma on FaceTime. My dad was on FaceTime, and then she was like, "Ay, tu cara, like, se mira bien bonita." And I was like, "What?" And then my dad was like, "Yeah, hermosa." We call my grandma hermosa. She was like, "She told me that like your face was a little too skinny." And I was like, "Oh my God, dude, like I'm too fat or I'm too skinny. Like what the
You
hell?
will never make anyone happy.
What the hell is it, you know?" And like I said, I don't get sensitive about my family because I'm really close to them. And they're not like, I've talked to other people where their family is like, "You're fat as hell. Get it together." Or,
You know, mine's backwards. Like my family. Yeah, my family, my parents, I mean, I only have a mom, so my mom and my sisters, they didn't want me to have the bypass, because they thought that I could do it by myself. But now they came around. Nothing negative. It's more like my in-laws, like, yeah, my in-laws do to tell me, like, I think they understood, like, don't talk to me about this anymore. I hear the word demacrada a lot. I don't know if you know what that means.
No, what does that mean?
It's
I've never heard that word.
That you look like dead.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, I was like, I Googled it. I was like, what does that mean? I even asked my mom. It's like, oh, that you look too sick, that you almost look like you're dying. That's what it means. Yes. So, I had to learn to honestly just kind of, I guess, ignore it, but sometimes I can't ignore it. And sometimes
we're human.
Yeah, when I was fat, like, you would say I was fat. When I was too skinny, you would say I was just, now that I'm too skinny. Like, I was like, if I wait around for these people to come around, like, I'm never gonna feel better about myself. So like, now I'm not saying I don't care about their opinion, but I learned not to. Like, I just kind of like block it off, you know. But my family, like my closest family, like my sisters, my brothers, they actually were my biggest challenge to convince about the bypass.
Yeah.
Because they're the only ones I told. I actually didn't tell anyone. I don't know if you guys have ever, like, people that follow me have ever gone back to my first post. I confessed. I said, hey, guys, I had bypass. I did not have my gallbladder removed.
Yeah.
I had lied to a lot of people that I had gallbladder removal. And it was honestly, I don't know if you had this issue here, but a lot of people like to be opinionated about a surgery like this. They say it's not the natural way. I didn't want to hear from anyone but the people that mattered to me. So I told my husband, my two sisters, my brother, and my mom. That is it. No one else. Everybody thought I was having gallbladder. People that invited me, visit me, they thought I had my gallbladder removed. I didn't want to hear it, to be honest. Like, that was my way of keeping my strength and my focus. So I didn't tell anyone. It was until after, and even though the surgery was already done, Paulina, I got comments like, if I could fucking reverse it.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, it's been done.
Like, I feel like it doesn't even, not even just with weight loss surgery, it's with everything. It's if you get a better job, is if you buy a house, is if you decide to, like, let's say someone, like, there's another example, like my cousin's going through this, but like, let's say he gets a degree in something and then he wants to pursue something else in life. Like, everyone's always going to have comments.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. Even your loved ones that don't know that they're saying things that are hurtful, you know what I mean? And sometimes you need to have that conversation with them and say, hey, dude, like, that's not cool. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's you. It's you. Even people that their spouses don't agree with them. And like, I hate to go there, but there's a lot of people that go through that, and they need to come around or they need to dip.
I have that, actually.
What it is.
I went through that. My husband was not like for it, because they tell you can have kids for, well, Kaiser says 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Kaiser says 2 years. My doctor that I actually got, Dr. Billy, he said, at least give me a year of give it your all. I'm not going to tell you not to have kids. And I took my husband to that visit. It was him that convinced my husband. He said, why do you want to stop her wanting to be the best mom? Don't you want your kids to see that? And it was that. Like, honestly, it was my doctor that convinced my husband to.
That's awesome.
Like, he took his time. Honestly, this guy took his time with my husband, and my husband was like, okay, you know what? If you want to do it, it's okay. He came around, and he was like the only person that I would call, like, as soon as I got off the scale, and be like, oh my God, I lost weight. You know, like, he was like my little cheerleader. And it was so crazy, because before he was like so negative about it. He said, no, don't do it.
That's amazing.
And then he just became like my number one, like him and my sister, actually, like, they'll ask me how I'm doing. But right now, actually, I wanted to talk about this. I don't know if you had this issue. Ulcers are like a big thing after bypass. I don't know if you ever heard that. So I'm having an endoscopy this Friday.
Okay.
So I wanted to ask you, like, do you know of anyone, or have you heard of anyone having bleeding ulcers after bypass? Or
I haven't talked to, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there, but anyone like that I've talked to on the podcast, they haven't mentioned that. Did they say that that was caused by the bypass? Is that what
yes, I guess it's the way it heals. It's literally because, you know, the staplers go around the stomach. It's the way your skin will heal inside. If there's any like if there's too much skin that was like building on tissue after what is it called, scar tissue.
Yeah.
There's too much scar tissue, it can leave like a little bubble inside the stomach. So when the food touches it, it can irritate it, I guess. So pretend like there's like a bump here, like more tissue here. When the food passes it, it could irritate it and then start causing bleeding.
That's interesting. No, I've never heard of that.
Yes. So, well, this is what they think I have, because I don't know if you had this, but with the bypass, there were certain foods that will come up and I would dump it. And I stopped dumping for about 4 months, and I just started dumping again. And it's because I feel like this horrible chest pain right here in my stomach that the food wants to come out. It almost feels like something's pinching it.
Okay.
Like it feels very, very odd. Like it's the weirdest little thing. So that's the kind of stuff that a lot of people did not want me to experience. So a lot of the negative comments were like, oh, you know, once you have bypass, all this could happen to you. That vesicula is going to have to come out. That was my mom's main concern about my gallbladder. She's like, oh my God, your gallbladder is going to have to come out. And exactly 3 months after, it did come out. Like,
but we don't need our gallbladder. I got my gallbladder removed like years ago before my surgery, but yeah, gallbladder removal after weight loss surgery is like a huge percent. Like I know so many people, because it's your body's
my mom was like, no, like, y si le cuento, you know, that I have to have this endoscopy done now, she's gonna be like, you see this, I told you. So that's where my negative stuff comes, is that like now they think I'm like medically like fragile, like anything could happen to me, like, you know. But I just wanted to ask, like, if you know of anyone, because
I don't.
a lot of people.
I'm sure, like, because I have so many like people that watch these videos, and then I see the comments and they connect with the person that's talking.
I really hope that someone could say something.
I know, like someone's normal. Oh yeah, for sure, because that's pretty interesting to hear of that. But yeah, I mean, we take the risk of getting the surgery and knowing that things can happen after, you know, and it could be. And I always like to be 100% real on these, because there's a lot of positive. I feel like the positive overtakes the negative. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
Oh, hell yeah.
But there is things that can happen, and it can be directly after, or it could be years after, months after. Like we don't really know, you know what I mean? But like these surgeries literally saved our life. Like you're literally talking about diabetes. Like I was pre-diabetic. There's no one in my family has diabetes. No one, not one single person. So it was like I was basically giving it to myself. Like that's how I felt. Like I was deciding to do this because it wasn't genetic. And I was doing it, and my doctor literally told me, like, if you were not getting surgery next week, we would be putting you on meds for diabetes. And I was like,
oh my God, really?
Like what? You know? Yeah, I was 304 pounds at 5'4". Like I was huge. Yeah. And it's so crazy because I talked to my husband and stuff, and he's like, dude, I never saw you that big ever. And then when I post my before and afters, he'll message me or text me and be like, what? Like I remember, like
that is so crazy that you just said that. Both of my bosses, I've been with them for 4 years. Okay, I worked for a surgical.
So they saw you at your heaviest and now at your lowest. Yeah,
they're like, Mary, I never saw that girl. What are you talking about? And I'll be in my scrubs in the picture that I'm showing them, like a transformation, and they'll be like, no, you were never that big.
You're like, and it is. That was me.
Yeah, like I was huge. What are you talking about? And they said it's a lot about like. I was confident. I'm like you. I still felt confident. Yeah. Even if I was like that big. There was days that, yes, I would feel it and I would be very like beating on myself up. But there was days that I could walk around and be like, I'm good. Like I feel hot, you know? So maybe it's the way that you carry yourself. So people carry you that way. Because I've noticed now that if I feel a little lack of confidence, that's when I get the comments about me being too skinny. Like I only get them if the person sees, oh, she's not strong right now, let me tell her she's too skinny. You know what I mean? And then if they see that I'm like confident, I'm good where I'm at, they will not say anything. They actually wouldn't even talk to me.
It's how you carry yourself in every
Yes.
situation. And I always like to say, because I feel like a lot of these topics, they also make sense in your life. Like if you are doing, like, for example, if you're in an interview and they ask you a question and you don't know the answer and you're literally like, I don't know, you ain't gonna get the job. But if you're like more confident and you're like trying to like figure it out and answer, that's what you have to be confident. You have to like go into a room and own it. You have to, you know, whatever. Even if someone says something like negative to you, say, okay, I respect your opinion. That's your opinion, but that's your opinion. The end. Like, it is what it is, because if we let every opinion get to us, everything put us down, we're gonna never grow as a person, and we're gonna be skinny but miserable.
Yeah. You know, it's so crazy how you were saying right now that we talk about so much positiveness, and we, like, as you know, as if we're trying to be influencers, you know, for the bypass people or anyone through bariatric. That's what we're on social media. We're trying to show people, right?
Yeah.
And yes, I try to be very positive, but I've had so many negatives. Like, actually, currently, like, well, recently, I don't know if you've ever had this comment thrown at you, and it's probably the one that hits me the most. So if you're on social media being a bad troll and you attack me, I'm not going to care. Like, I'm the person that I can read them over, Paulina, and be like, that's funny. Like, I even tell my husband, look at this person, look what they said. Like, they literally stopped just to like say this to me, okay? But recently I was so excited. I got approached by this company recently to make commission off, like, you know, with the promo codes, whatever. And it's a company I actually like. I've been approached a lot, and I didn't want to say yes to it because, you know, they make you sign these contracts.
That's how I am. I'm only like, I will only like for someone that I like, because I don't like to be fake.
You wait around for it, right? So I was like, oh my God, it was them. And I had to make $13.62 already, okay?
Yeah.
I was super excited. I just kind of mentioned I was at a party. I was with my sister-in-law and her husband, which is my husband's brother. And it was me. So he was right in the middle. I was talking to her. So I was like, hey, you know, I got approached by this company. I'm making $13.62. You know, I'm so excited. And not talking to the person goes like, oh, that's how you know you have no life, when you start making off social, right? So I was like, I was able to do this. I was like, whatever. It was a second comment where they're like, well, how do you know that the product works? And he responded, I responded back. I said, what do you mean? Like, you don't think I've lost weight? He's like, yeah, but not naturally. That, Paulina, attacked me so hard. I've forgiven him for it, because it's true, you know, hurt people hurt other people. So, but it was one of the things that, like how you said, you need to be confident. I couldn't be confident in it. I literally turned around. My husband was sitting on the other side. I said, I'm going to step up and go. I don't feel good. I cried. I hate that comment. I don't know if you've gotten that comment ever from someone that you care or just related. It was one of the comments I couldn't be strong. And I like to share this because the way that I was able to understand it was that a lot of people, when they don't have enough information about something that scares them or that they don't understand, they will try to put their opinion in it, you know, and you can't stop them. You can't stop any of that. All you have to do is stop how you can react to it. You know, so I was able to just kind of put in my brain, okay, he just said that because maybe he's a little scared about what a bypass could do. You know, it could totally change a person. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, I really think that when someone reacts like that, I think it's their own insecurities. I think at the end of the day, it's their own insecurities. They're insecure about it, or they wish that they were able to do what you were doing, or they don't have the balls to do what you were doing. Like, that's what it comes down to. And I always think that when people are miserable, they want to bring you down. That's just what it is. They don't want to see you succeed. They want to be at your level. And the other day I posted on my stories, like, I don't understand that. I will never understand that. You literally cheering for someone or clapping for someone doesn't bring down your own success. It really,
like, why? Like, yeah, even the trolls here on the internet, why stop?
I don't get it.
Just to be like, hey, Mary, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Why do you need to stop?
And 99.9% of those times are people with not even like an actual account or like a little like character on their picture or something. So it doesn't even matter. Like, it sucks because honestly, at the end of the day, I feel bad for them because they feel like that, when it's like, it's insane. You know what I mean?
I know it is. You know, the question that's the only one that gets to me, because if you ask me, like, I don't know if you see transition pictures and then somebody there asks, but was this done with surgery? Or anybody could have done this? You had bypass. Like, those don't worry me. Like, I don't care. But when people start saying it's not naturally, like, what the fuck does that mean?
Like literally everything we've done, we have to, I'm not eating cheeseburgers, like, and you know what I mean? Like, we know the word.
But you can, though. Let me tell you, you can eat a cheeseburger after bypass.
Yeah,
If
no,
you
yeah.
wanted, you could force it down.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? There's people I've seen that 4 months and they were already eating things that I was like, how? It is the person, and it is up to you to read the freaking stuff and follow along to it. You know what I mean? Yes, it was us. What do you mean it's not naturally? Like, I hate that word. I hate it. And when people like with
are
the
just scared, like, I think it's like I said, it's just it's a fear, it's an insecurity, and it's like what they know because they're not educated on it. They know nothing about it, just like I knew nothing about it. And back in the day, to be honest, in my early 20s, I really like I would say I would never get surgery. That's what I would say, because I was uneducated on it. I didn't know anything about it until one day I looked up the hashtag BSG and started looking at people's, and I was like, oh damn, let me talk to my doctor about it. Then I became educated on it. I told my husband, this isn't in concrete. Let me go to classes. Let me learn about it. And maybe at the end of the day, I'll say no, you know, but it was the opposite for me. But I think it's like with anything, if you're not educated on something and you have an opinion, your opinion's not relevant. It doesn't matter because you know nothing of it.
Yeah,
you know
like,
I mean?
and it's so crazy. I've also been approached by other people that the emotional part of this journey is drastic. There's days that you feel here,
and that's what I was gonna ask you. Like to wrap things up, I was gonna ask you, what advice would you give to someone? And the last person I had, they brought up the mental part of it. What advice would you give to someone that's like waiting?
100%. It's always going to be the mental part for me, because it is a tool. It is a tool. It is not a magic thing that it's making you lose the weight. It's a tool. So if you understand that, the mental part will be a little easier. It's still going to happen to you. It's understanding that there's going to be highs and lows. And trust me, your lows, I don't remember them. And I know that I cry like 500 times at 4 months, 3 months.
I love that you said that, because that's so true.
I don't remember them. Yeah, I don't remember them. And just remember that your lows, you will not even remember them. Like, at that moment, it's going to feel big and important, but picture yourself in a year after surgery, you're not going to remember.
That's so freaking true. Someone just messaged me yesterday and said, I had surgery on Monday. I literally am miserable. And I wrote her, like, and it's so hard because when I write things, I feel like they're going to read it and be like, okay, well, that's easy for you to say type of thing. But it's like, I literally told her, drink your water, walk, because you have gas pains, and I know how you feel. It will be over soon. Like, because that's the truth. You feel so stuck. And then like a month later, you don't even remember that. I remember having gas pain and not being able to drink water. I do, but how I felt in that moment where I regretted it, it's gone. Like, you know,
really, and it's so crazy. And I hate sharing my journey at the beginning, because I literally woke up and I was like, did he do it? Oh my God, did he do it? I feel so good. Like, what is it? I was walking every hour. I left a day early from the hospital because I was like, I'm not about to be waking up at 4 a.m, okay, to get blood drawn. Like, I hate that. And I know they do that. You know, they come and check, make sure everything's good. So I remember, like, I was like, did he do it? I went home, no pain, nothing. I could have gone to work the next day, but I know that the reason they give you that time off is because the mental part is going to be the hardest. Not realizing that you can't drink enough water at that fast.
Yeah, and your energy levels too, because of like
they fall
and stuff. Yeah,
they fall. So I always recommend patients. What am I talking about? People, when I'm like talking to them, don't focus. I know it right now. The moment that you're talking to me feels very important to you. And it feels like you're so stuck and you feel like it's not going to go anywhere. It is going to. And just picture yourself in a month. You're going to forget about this. You're going to have a new problem probably, but it's not going to be this one right here. It's part of the journey. Appreciate it, love it, because it's going to make a very, very confident person. You know, it's hard, but it's going to make it. It's going to make that person that you're looking for, you know?
I love it. No, yeah,
Yeah.
I love it. And I always tell everyone that's on the podcast, I will love to have you on again, like in 6 months, a year, because I feel like the journey constantly changes and there's going to be new things to talk about, you know? Like I
Yes.
really want to focus on building muscle and stuff soon. Like I'm still need to chill because of my tummy tuck. I can't do anything with abs. It feels so freaking weird, but I want to do that. And I know that you are constantly working on that. So I really want to like meet up.
Oh my
again.
God. Honestly, I love that you said this. Now I feel like I have the responsibility to make sure I'm still good.
Now you're like, dang, 6 months?
Yes.
All right.
Like now I'm going to write everything down and be like, okay, 6 months, I need to make this. See, you just gave me this. I don't know if you get that. I get like when people tell me this, oh, let's follow up in 6 months. Like I love looking at my surgeon, I'm going to my surgeon's office because it holds me accountable. Now you just grew this. We're accountability.
Girl, let's do it. And I'm going to message you because I'm serious. I really want to start building muscle and seeing my body like be different. You know what I mean? And it could be the same body weight, but you look completely different. I've seen those pictures where it's like someone that's 130 and then 130 still, and it's like the muscle change to the not muscular, and you look so different.
I posted one. I think I was about 139 in one of them, and then the other one 145. 100%. I look a lot more. Yeah, I look more toned, but my stomach looks a lot slimmer. Like
you see,
it's so crazy. Like if you focus on the number, you're gonna be a stick. You know what I mean? Like a flappy little stick. That's what I would always say, my little pancakes.
It's so crazy. But
I know.
Okay, well, this video will be up next Wednesday. I'll tag you so you can watch it and tag all.
Oh my God.
I know. It's exciting.
Watch all the crunchy stuff that I said.
No, I think we had a really good conversation. And like I said, yeah, in another 6 months we'll talk about like I'll be at my 2 years. You'll be close to it. So I'm like interested.
I know it's going to be backwards. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus Lord. Okay. Let's do it. I'm so up for it. Okay. All right, girlie. All right. I'll let you go, girl. All right. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for watching. Mary, thank you so much for being on and just sharing your story and being so open with it. I know you were a little nervous when I asked you to be on it, but you did such an amazing job in just sharing your journey and your struggles and your achievements and all of that. And I really, really love how you mentioned how all of your lows you seem to forget because of all of the highs in this journey. And like I told you, I can't wait to chat with you again in 6 months to follow up on your journey building muscle and me trying to jump on that train. But yeah, thank you so much for being open and we will chat again. But if you guys haven't, please subscribe to my channel, like this video, comment down below, and share it with someone that you would feel would benefit from this video. And as always, you guys have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye.